Welcome to the DL Gaming Podcast. This episode, we're going to try to add Halo Reach, Doom, The Dark Ages, and drop Duchy to your Steam backlog. But first, my name is Christian.
I'm Bobby.
And I'm Emilio. Let's get this show on the road.
God damn. Wow. That's weird. It's weird to be right to the point. Okay, before we get started adding those games, we're just going to ping some things. And Bobby, what a little, I don't know. I feel like you need a shirt with a T on it. T for tech.
Yeah, I'm going to be talking a little more tech today, but not much. So I built a new computer, a very small one. This is a home theater and gaming PC. It's actually replacing one that I already had that was built around an AMD 3200G. So this is a CPU that basically has a built-in graphics card. And you know what? I am consistently disappointed with integrated graphics. Like you just can't beat a discrete GPU, at least as far as performance goes. But this thing uses up very little power and it's very, very small. It is in a 7-liter case. That's the smallest I could get this thing without having to get some weird power supply. This one is running an 8500G, AMD 8500G, and 32 gigs of RAM. And the reason I built this was a few weeks ago, or maybe a month ago, I was playing Tell Me Why, and I couldn't play it at 4K on the big screen. And I was like, you know what, 1080p is all right, but really we can do better than that. So I'm hoping this one will be able to handle it. I ran the 3D Mark benchmark on it. And here's what's funny. So we all know 3D Mark, right? You can get it on Steam. It's been around for ages. It's like the go-to tool for benchmarking your gaming PC. So I started it up and it said, you know what? You should probably run Steel Nomad, which is for light gaming computers. So I was like, well, excuse me. I guess I have a light gaming computer here.
It's like going to the tire shop and they're like, the bicycle shop's right over there, sir.
Yeah, pretty much. But I ran the benchmarks and I did it on the old one and the new one, and roughly a 50% jump in performance. Now, I have yet to really see what real world performance that offers, but it should be pretty noticeable, hopefully enough for 4K. So I'm excited about that. I posted it in the Discord, a link to my build and pictures on PC Part Picker, so you can check it out there. Nice, small, simple gaming build. Mini ITX, super expensive right now, which I'm not thrilled about, but I don't know. I'm happy with it.
It's good, man.
I didn't know this was a thing that people, or should I qualify it, crazy people, try and fit as much hardware into a small space as possible and then brag about how small it is. 7 liters. That's like, it's like as much milk as Emilio drinks for supper, right? Like that's nothing.
Yeah. So, I mean, they measure it by volume, but to give you an idea of the actual size, so it's about 4 inches by 14 inches by 10 inches. So I don't know what else would be that shape that I can describe, but it's not very big. It's pretty small. But yeah, it's kind of I don't know if it's a huge thing in gaming to go with the small form factor or the SFF, but definitely in the self-hosted and the home lab environment, it's all about getting that small size, low power, low footprint. And this is something that's probably just going to be left connected to the TV and probably on all the time. So I did want it small, out of the way, not a bunch of blinking lights. Just, I'm going to be watching movies on it, so it's got to be quiet. But yeah, it's a good little build. And my old one, so the next project is going to be the rack. And oh my God, this is getting expensive, man. I've been pricing this out, and my server rack's going to be nuts. But the old one is going to go in the server rack, and that's going to be my duplication station for when I need to make multiple copies of DVDs and USB drives.
He's opening a shop. He has his own data center. It's weird. Okay, Emilio, what do you got?
I'm a dumb guy and I had a dumb question. So I was playing like Doom, right? And having a great time. Everything's running smoothly. towards the leading edge of graphics at this moment, I would say, or, close to it. And then Mila wanted to play Split Fiction, so we jumped over to that. And I had to compile shaders for that, but I did not for Doom. And I'm like, what's going on here? Why is this a thing? So after doing some research, it basically comes down to budget, how much time you have to be doing this, the engine that you're running it on, and the priorities of how you're going to spend your time and budget, so it takes an incredibly long time to integrate all that stuff into your engine, to compile all the shaders in either real time or basically real time. So it's ChatGPT said that Doom is a master class in programming, and that the id engine is built, as basically a race car for graphics and images. Whereas when you're using something like Unity or something like that, none of that is built into there, and you have to do it afterwards. And, these guys are making games. They're not programming engines for the most part. So there's so many different lighting and post-processing going on now these days that it just, I guess, the best way they could solve the problem is that you sit there for 2 minutes while your shaders compile before the game starts now. I feel like we're going backwards. It really grinds my gears. You're like, what's going on here? So there's no real answer. It's just going to continue to happen. It's on the development side, not your PC side. What really got me was Mila was like, maybe it's your computer. I said, you shut your mouth. You shut your mouth. Well, I'm going to go down to wherever Bobby's computer is being processed and go check my graphics there. No, thank you. No, thank you.
Yeah,
without that time compiling shaders, Emilio, at what point do you, I think it's good. It gives you that little break to drink your milk. I don't know. I think that time.
What happened to my camera? Meanwhile, I have some milk coming in right now. You'll see.
Yeah, what did happen to your camera?
I don't know.
So, one of my favorite, I don't know, one of the old school reference here. You remember, I think it was SimCity 2, that when you were loading up a game, it would say reticulating splines, and nobody knew what that meant. And it turns out it didn't mean anything. That was just something they kind of made up to sound like they were working on something in the background. That's kind of how I feel about compiling shaders. I'm just like, oh yes, of course, the shaders they need to be compiled. Yeah. Got to get those shaders compiled. Can't play a video game without properly compiled shaders.
Guys, all right. Helldivers 2 Studio, next game will be free from PlayStation partnership. That's the headline I read. So I think these guys got that Helldivers 2 money, and they no longer need publishing support from one of the biggest publishers in gaming. What do they do? These people made Magicka, Gauntlet. Are we going to see something else? All their games have some sort of rhythm combo thing. So I'm thinking like Helldivers 3 with a DDR pad. You have to dance the call.
I don't remember Gauntlet having any type of combo
rhythm
system. Did they?
I think it did have a combo system, if I remember right.
Bobby, do you remember? Magicka definitely did.
Are you talking about the old Gauntlet or the new
Gauntlet?
one? Like the original Gauntlet?
No, this has got to be the newer one, dude.
Yeah, the newer one was not very good. The Wizard had some really cool combos, but all the other characters were pretty boring and uninteresting, especially the fighter or barbarian.
We'll see a Gauntlet 2. They can go back with this money and really punch it up with all their knowledge and money. Did I mention they have money? Yeah. So I thought this was interesting. Goodbye, PlayStation, Arrowhead. Going on their own path. Okay, now highlights. These are the games we want to add to your backlog. I can't believe Bobby's playing this game. I find it, I still don't know if you've played the game. It might be a bit. Have you actually played
this game? It's true. I not only played Halo Reach, I beat it. When's the last time I beat a game, let alone a single player FPS campaign from 15 years ago? And this game feels like it's from 15 years ago. It is your basic first-person shooter campaign, and it's a military shooter too. So, it's got all the hits, right? You got a rendezvous with Delta Squad at 800 hours. It's something about a comms relay. You either got to defend it or blow it up. I don't know. Like, who cares? What's interesting about this game, though, it's totally a basic first-person shooter, but it's the last Halo game that Bungie made. So if you look at the reviews for this game, it's split. You got a bunch of people who are just like, last good Halo game ever. Bungie needs to come back and make a new Halo game. And then you got other people that are criticizing it, especially when it came out, because it really mimicked the military shooter trends of the time, particularly Call of Duty. So they're just like, they make all the jokes like Halo of Duty or something like that. They said like, this isn't real Halo. They were just copying whatever was popular at the time. So the reviews on this game are very split. But when it comes down to it, there's really not very much that's unique about this game. And I think maybe Halo is just all about the multiplayer. So, somebody asked us a couple months ago, like, what's your take on Halo games? And I don't think any of us had a good answer because we hadn't really played any Halo games. The Master Chief Collection was on sale for $10 during a sale. I picked it up and I'm like, let's play some Halo. And, I got to say, they start you out in chronological order. Halo Reach takes place before the first Halo game. So it's like that Star Wars thing. Do you start with the prequels or do you start with episode 4, So I started with Halo Reach, and a lot was lost on me because it's like referencing all these things and it expects me to know it. And it's like, that's the problem of prequels, right? Like they expect you to know all this information. And I didn't. So I was just like, this doesn't mean anything to me. And it seems pretty boring, but
what's a Halo?
Yeah,
Never
exactly.
heard of it.
What is a Halo? But what's the deal with Halo? So I'm playing this game and I'm just like, dude, is Halo overrated? Like, blazing hot take here, but like, is somebody coming into this for the first time? Yeah. Like, I don't know. Like, is it as good as we remember or as good as people think it is? So that's what's going through my mind this whole time while I'm playing it. And the first 75% of the game, I would have said, yes, it is. And then somehow the last part of the game, I was like, I got into it, but I don't know if that was just like I had been playing it for so long that finally I was like, okay, this is good. But there are some things that really work about this game. And it's like all due to Bungie. For some reason, Bungie, they just mastered the game feel of first person shooting. I don't know what it is, but like they've just figured it out. In all their games, they've done this. Like if you play Destiny, it's the same thing. There's something just super satisfying about the game feel and the first person shooting of it all. And it's so hard to describe and nail down. And I'm like, what is that? And I don't know. There's a few things that I'm able to pinpoint, but it's still kind of like a mystery to me. Number one, it's got good melee. It's got satisfying melee. And that's so important in a first person shooter game. I don't want to call anybody out, but Republic Commando, worst melee in a first person shooter I've ever experienced. You can make...
Take that.
You heard me, 20-year-old game. Take that. But no, seriously, that game, you'd like melee an enemy like 20 times and they still wouldn't die. And it, like I think Call of Duty developed like kind of that, or even Battlefield did this, that kind of lock-on melee kill thing that's super satisfying. Doom, another good example. Doom 2016, possibly the newer one, had a really satisfying melee to it. So like if you have good melee in your first-person shooter, that's a big deal. And the latest Doom game, I hear, has a lot more melee as well. The other thing is the vehicles. And people, like, I'm not the first person to say this, but driving the Warthog, super satisfying. Like the controls feel like you actually have control of the vehicle, as opposed to like those early Far Cry games where it's just like you're all over the road, just running in the stuff. You can't like, you feel like you have no control over the vehicle.
Or when Cyberpunk first came out too, I remember that was a criticism. People were like, why does the vehicle feel not like a vehicle? Like they...
Floaty, I think is what people were saying.
Right. Like this isn't a real vehicle. This is clearly a game. The immersion was kind of lost there.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's super important. And that's like a common problem in games, like getting the feel of controlling a vehicle just right. And of course you got games like Grand Theft Auto where each vehicle feels different. They put a lot of effort into that. And there's a ton of vehicles in Halo Reach, by the way. Like it's not just the Warthog. You got like, this whole mission is you flying the Falcon. It's an attack chopper, basically, from spot to spot, landing it, air combat. Like, there's a lot of variety of combat in there with the vehicles. So they do that really well. But you know what? Like, I played the game, and by the time I finished it, I was like, I had a pretty good time. I'm kind of ready to roll right into the first Halo. But, I don't want to come on the podcast and just be talking about Halo for the next, 4 months. So I wanted to switch it up and play something else. But I'm glad I played this, and I'm going to return to the franchise because Halo has kind of been a blind spot for me, maybe for all of us. And we've all got those gaming blind spots. Now, for me, many years ago, that was Mass Effect. I was like the only person on the planet that hadn't played a Mass Effect game. And so finally I played through all three of them, and now I can speak on that. That's part of my
repertoire.
Part of the repertoire, part of the encyclopedia of gaming knowledge that you all come to listen to me for. But, I still got a lot of gaming blind spots, Japanese RPGs, a lot of Final Fantasy, except for third one, or technically the sixth one, but I think we all have that too. And that's what I want to ask you guys. What are your gaming blind spots?
Interesting question. Off the tongue, I've never played a Final Fantasy game. Maybe even beyond that, I've never played a JRPG, I don't think. So I'm missing that whole subgenre, and I'm kind of missing why people love it. Like, Clair Obscur has come out, everyone's like, oh my God, best JRPG ever. It's not even from Japan. And I'm like, what are you guys talking about? It's turn-based combat. Why is that fun? I just don't get it because I haven't played these games, right? So, yeah.
That's interesting. What's your take on anime?
Oh my God. I just met someone the other day. There's an anime festival in Calgary right now that I drove through, and I met someone, and he couldn't stop talking about anime. And I was like, is Pokemon the anime? I've seen like a couple, another blind spot in media.
All right. So you and me both on the JRPGs. And, Mass Effect too, I would say, is a blind spot for you, but you're addressing it. You're taking care of it. You're on it.
Yeah. I know where my deficiencies are, and I'm trying to shore them up for sure.
I guess it would be the Call of Duty franchise. I don't think I've ever played more than an hour, but I guess you play an hour, you get the whole thing, right? I mean,
played one, you played them all pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's a pretty blanket statement. I don't know if that's true, but that's how I feel.
I grew up with those Call of Duty games, and as a kid, I remember thinking it was so cool that every one of your allies has a name. And when they die, it's like, oh, fucking Alvarez, didn't know him, but that motherfucker's dead. Like, they named the characters, and I think they were trying to put like a different face on war, at least in the beginning. And then in Modern Warfare 4, they did the same thing. And there's one level where everyone is nuked and everyone dies, and these characters that you've known to love are no longer there. I feel like Call of Duty has no business telling great stories. Like, it's weird that it tells pretty good stories most of the time. So I would push back on that.
Well, I mean, there's so many of them. Some of them got to be good, right? And 4 was like the big one. I've actually played quite a few of them. I want to say I've beat 3 or 4 Call of Duty games, and I've played a decent amount of multiplayer. Not any of the recent ones, though. But yeah, 4 was, a lot of people would call that the pinnacle. But then, somehow we ended up at the pay F to pay respects, or press F to pay respects. And that was kind of a low point. But we came back from that. I feel like it's kind of better.
That's Halo 2. That's Halo. You need to keep addressing your blind spots, Bobby. Press F is Halo 2. That's the first time that's come up.
Is it?
Yeah.
No, it's not, dude. It is absolutely not. Can we get a judgment call? We can get corrections in here?
My God, dude. You listen. If you're listening to this podcast,
am I gonna have to loudly type on my keyboard and Google this?
No. We made it a rule. No typing. I'd like to be corrected.
Press F to pay respects, dude. I am pretty sure. I'm like 99.9% sure that is Call of Duty.
No,
Kevin, the one with Kevin Spacey.
Kevin Spacey.
Oh my God! And if Nick were here, he'd back me up on this.
Nick would be on my side.
Okay, ChatGPT says, hold on.
No, what the fuck does this AI know? Jesus Christ. ChatGPT said.
A scene in the 2014 video game Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. There you go.
No,
Here's
no,
the origin.
it was
It's the one
it's
with
Halo
Kevin
2.
Spacey.
No, it's Halo 2. It's Halo 2. I don't even want to look this up right now.
It's
okay.
not even mentioned.
Halo 2
is not even mentioned.
Okay.
All right.
I could be wrong.
And my last thing on Halo is I've always just thought it was always behind what we were doing on PC. It just made everything more accessible, and it was the first time that it went out to the masses. The multiplayer, we had it first. The very good first person shooting, basically the graphics, all that stuff. We already had it, but we had it in like different games, not all compiled into one with a story and nicely presented in a nice little package. So that's why I was always just like, why do I need that? I already have fucking Team Fortress over here.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
What else do you have over here?
I have something so metal. It's the most metal thing ever. It's
Should have
Doom.
queued up some metal music.
The Doom Dark Ages, man. I say it's metal because it's Doom in the Dark Ages, right? But like there's still like sci-fi weaponry. But who cares? Does it need to make sense? You have a shotgun, a shield saw, and you go kill demons. It's everything you want out of a Doom game. It's incredibly cool. So anyway, let's get into the nitty gritty of it. So in Doom Eternal, the problem with that game for me, and I think Bobby had this problem too, was you were expected to kind of stance. You were supposed to use this weapon when you wanted health. You use this weapon when you need ammo. You use this weapon, kill things in a certain way to get whatever else you need, armor, whatever you were missing. So it was very difficult. And if you stop playing Doom Eternal for a little while, you would forget how to play it, and you would still be on the level that you were on, and you would just get your ass kicked. And I just couldn't pick it up again. I would have to start from the beginning again, or turn down the difficulty. But this is a little bit different, and this is I feel like I could put this down and come back 6 months and still get it. Instead of changing the weapon to get what you need to keep yourself from dying, it's more about recognizing the target, what that target is particularly weak at defending. You don't have to switch over to it. It won't kill you like in Eternal if you weren't using the right weaponry. It just works better and it looks cooler. So you see this certain guy. Oh, that guy's weak to the shield. Hit him with the shield, get a bonus because they all die one shield attack. You turn around, there's a guy that's weak to melee. You jump at him. And there's a whole lot of old Doom was a lot of sidestepping and backpedaling and shooting. And this, I feel like you're going forward constantly, and that makes it really fun. You have a shield attack, like a shield dash that just goes infinite distance. It doesn't matter how far you are. You're just up in the mix, and you want to be up in the mix. And it's very, very, I wouldn't say melee focused, but melee is a huge part of it. And it's not just the execution kills like in Doom 2016. 2016, you would shoot them until they stagger. You walk up, then you tear them apart and you heal. Here, it's like shoot, punch, shoot, shield. Captain America, bing, bang, bang, comes back. It's all very fucking cool. Anyway, other stuff. Something I didn't like, or at least I'm confused. Maybe you guys can chime in on this. So there's 6 difficulty tiers, right? All the way from like whatever it calls it, baby to nightmare, whatever the settings are. Which is good. I think 6 difficulty settings is very good. But each one of those, if you want, has 20 settings within each tier. There's like a slide bar for enemy damage. There's a slide bar for how much damage you take. There's a sliding bar for how fast the game is. And it's like, is it really on me to be tweaking this game exactly where I want it? I'm not a game developer. I thought, I mean, I set it on when I ain't set with any of the 20 options, but maybe, I don't know, maybe you put it on nightmare and there's one thing that keeps fucking you up, and so you dial that one thing back. I don't know, man. I thought it was kind of strange. Were you guys on this?
I can't remember who I was talking to, but it was some developer, and he was saying that he's kind of over the difficulty settings. Like, he thinks the next level above difficulty settings is just letting players knick-knack with the game until it gets to a place where they want. I don't know how many people actually are doing that. What I would see happening is you're with your friends on the couch or talking over Discord, and you're like, okay, let's go on Nightmare, but everything is one shot. Or like some sort of fun combination where it's like you're challenging your friends or you're making it fun in like a social way. I don't know if anyone's in there fine-tuning the settings, being like, the flying height needs to be reduced by 20% or whatever it is, for me to have fun with this. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I struggle with difficulty settings because for me, when I play something on like hard mode, it's like, what am I doing this for? Like, I'm not trying to prove anything to myself. Like, there better be some sort of compensation for playing it on that difficulty, like some sort of
your check is in the mail, dude.
But too easy is also not fun either.
Yeah. If the game is too easy, then it's just not going to be enjoyable. Like, a challenge has to be a part of a game. And, I don't know, it's tough. So Halo Reach, I played that on hard difficulty because I was like, I'm pretty sure I got this. And it was pretty challenging, but not like too difficult. But there's this weird point, and usually for me as an experienced gamer, it is the hard mode. It's between normal and the hardest difficulty, whatever is like right there. That's the sweet spot because it's challenging, but not so much that I feel like I'm wasting my time with just like constantly having to replay parts of the game.
That's why I'm glad. I think 6 tiers is more than that's good. 3 is a little too. Yeah, 6 or 5 tiers is good. I guess it's good for somebody who wants to use it. But more options is better, I guess. I'm not going to touch it. And the next thing that I really enjoyed that isn't your typical thing that they did really well is secrets in Doom. I like it, probably the best implementation of a 3D world and secret finding. So in most games, I just naturally go around every corner and search. And what's good about a game like Avowed is that like 75% of the corners do have something in it. So you kind of get satisfied there. But there's a lot of games that only 5% of corners or waterfalls have something, but I still check them all and I'm wasting so much time. So Doom has a nice middle ground or solution to this. The full map, when you go into your map screen, is fully 3D. It's kind of like the DRG map, Bobby, where you could just like go, scroll and fly through it and see the whole topography of everything. And it shows you where the secrets are. They're like, it's right here in this wall. So you don't waste time looking for the secrets, but getting to that secret is very difficult. Like, I'll be like, it's on the other side of this wall. How the fuck do I get there? And I'll spend 2-3 minutes figuring out how to get there. And that's fun. And that's satisfying, but I'm not wasting time looking behind and smashing every goddamn barrel. There's nothing in the barrels in this game. I'm so satisfied with that. There are barrels, but they explode as soon as they tremble and crash in your presence. You don't even have to swing at them. It's awesome. Everything kind of just falls apart in your presence.
That's a much better way of doing it. I hate when games make you have to explore every crevice of the map, Turok, and I hate when games make you smash every barrel to see if there's something inside. There was an interview like with Peter Molyneux. I read it like maybe 10 years ago when he was working on a new game, and he was like, why do we make players do that? Like, and at that time that was, I feel like a little more like that was kind of the norm to have just players like Smash Barrels. So, it's not like today where like everybody thinks like that. That was a little more out of step. But yeah, and I'll never forget this. There was one time Emilio and I were playing a game, and I can't remember what the game was, but it was a side scroller co-op, and we started a new level. And when you play side scrollers, a lot of times you start a new level and it's got an arrow that points in the direction that you're supposed to go. So like we start this new level, it says go right, and immediately both of us go and check the left corner, because you always know like there's going to be a secret where you're not supposed to look. And like that's what games have done for decades, and it's just super annoying because it's just like it tries to encourage like exploration of the map, but it just feels like you've got to waste time looking around, and 90% of the time you're not going to find anything, but then 10% of the time you do. But if you don't go around checking everything, you're going to feel like you're missing out.
Yeah. I got a perfect segue for that is like, as soon as I start a new level on Doom, first thing I do before I look around, push the map screen and look if there's any secrets in the starting area. There hasn't been one, but I'm going to check every single one, dude. As far as story time, it's funny. The characters have barks. These are like the soldiers that are all ripped up by the demons. They're laying around. They're everywhere. The entire game is littered. You'll just randomly go into one of these secret areas and there's just people there cowering. And they always say the same barks, but they are cool. It's just like, he's here. Don't look into his eyes. It's actually him. It's like stuff like that. It's very cool. They're like hushed tones around you because you're like this fucking, you know what you are. I don't really know what it is, but you know what it is.
The Doom guy.
The Doom guy.
Doom guy.
So, Bobby, question for you. Doom Eternal, Claire Obscuria Expedition 33, Indiana Jones, Dredge, what is this thing? I can't read with the other thing. Whatever. That's enough already. Are all on, and Roblox, are all on Game Pass right now. Are you still not going to sign up for this thing?
Bobby, before you answer, I'm going to cut you off. Andor's star-studded cast, among others, Diego Luna, Stellan Skarsgård, Genevieve O'Reilly, they've masterfully delivered a seriously thought-provoking essay on the origins of rebellion and tyranny. Are you still on the sidelines for Andor?
Wow, dude, this has become quite the intense interview. Am I on trial or something? What's going on? All right. Well, I'll address Emilio's question first. When Game Pass comes with an assistant or like an extra 6 hours in a day, then I will subscribe. Andor, I saw the 1.5 episodes. I'm working on it.
All right.
Ooh, progress has been made. Sorry about the Game Pass, though, Emilio. Looks like we're still out of luck.
Yeah. Whenever Game Pass comes with erasing all 7 tremors from your hard drive, that's when.
It doesn't take long to watch a Tremors movie.
He found 6 hours right there. It's crazy. It's crazy what you can find when you erase all the Tremors movies. Also, Bobby, I will say, shitting on Turok and Republic Commando in the same episode. You got some balls, dude, coming up here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Taking shots at 20-year-old games, like he's got him in his back. Any example of anything bad, he's like, oh, poor dialogue. Tremors 2.
Yeah.
Like that fucking.
They had no idea what they were doing back then. Well, Bobby, maybe there's an old game that you can't shit on, a perfect game, and that is Tetris, because that's not what I'm going to talk about. I'm going to be talking about Drop Duchy, which is a city builder meets Tetris deck building roguelike, but they could have easily called this game Slay the City Builder because they're borrowing a lot from Slay the Spire. So how you progress through the map, you got the 3 boss fight system. Each map has a boss fight at the end. They're all kind of different, unique way to defeat them. You got your card upgrading. You know, it's when you play this game, it is a city builder, Slay the Spire. It's so evident from the second you start playing. I love city builders. Spoiler alert, breaking news, by the way. I love city builders, if you didn't know. And I love city builders when they're trying to do something unique. And this game is, it's so clever in what it's doing. So the last really unique city builder I played was Le Serra Summit Kingdom. You're building a mountain city over 3 different elevations. The resources from the top you're trying to bring to the bottom. you're distributing everything. But the other thing you're doing, because you're building on the side of a mountain, is you have limited space. And so you're trying to fit your buildings with adjacency bonuses in a Tetris-like way in this 3D grid on the side of the mountain. And that is what this game is doing, except in a way more accessible way. Forget the mountain. Forget moving resources around. You're just literally playing Tetris, which I think is the base gameplay layer in any city builder. You're putting your buildings beside each other. You're trying to move things around so they're the most efficient. And there's an element of randomness to that, which Tetris presents, because obviously as these buildings are falling, they all have different shapes. So it's satisfying. You got your different terrains, your wood, your river, your rock, and you're moving them around, and then production buildings will fall. So you're trying to nestle those buildings beside those terrains so you produce resources. With your resources, you're building an army, and then finally the enemy army blocks start to fall, and they'll be like plus 20 swordsmen if this is beside another army production building. And that can be your production buildings. So you're trying to build this as efficiently as possible for your shit and as inefficiently as possible for the enemy shit, all on the same Tetris board. It's tough. I haven't beat it. I got to the second boss, and so far I've died every single time. Like Slay the Spire, right? I mean, it took me quite a few runs to beat all 3 bosses in Slay the Spire as well. So not super surprising, but the game is hard. And if you look at Drop Duchy on Steam, you might not come to that conclusion. It's kind of cutesy. The music is like toot, 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 toot. And how hard can Tetris be? But with all the extra things you have to think about, the game is super tough. It's so tough. There's this Tetris College Humor skit. College Humor, now Dropout TV, obviously hilarious people. You guys know this one where they're like, Tetrises, master of blocks, weaver of fate. Have you? It's like a 13-year-old video. No recollection. Okay, you guys have to watch this. It's 2 angels, and Tetrises, the god, is dropping Tetris pieces from the sky, and the angels are commenting on his choices. So like, an L block or a square block. Will he nestle it in the bosom of the L block or leave it room to roam? It's just so funny. And basically, as the skit happens, the god of Tetris is throwing down every shape except a line piece. And the only thing in the middle is a line piece that will, the Bobby from the pre-show. You have to be a patron to get that. And he gives him an L block. So he plugs the hole with an L block, which is, of course, is the wrong thing to do because now you have half the board is unusable. And then he gives them like 6 line pieces in a row. And that is what's happening to me on Drop Duchy. I'll be like, fuck, if only I had a squiggly. I need a squiggly. Give me a squiggly. I'll get every piece but a squiggly. Be like, fuck, okay, I'm putting the wrong piece over here and it completely fucks up my board. And then I'll get like 3 squigglies and I'm like, this is the skit. It might be on purpose. This is developed in a way that's purposefully frustrating. But Tetris.
I got a question.
Yeah.
Okay, so first of all, I think I presume you're very good at city builders, but I think you're probably having more difficulty because now you're under the wire, right? Like you have a timer, and that just adds. There's no pausing, or is there?
There's no pausing, no.
Yeah. So I would imagine that, that gets pretty hectic. But if you have your choice between promoting the enemy side of things or placing a piece in a not optimal way, which one do you choose of the 2?
It's so tough because sometimes the perfect shaped piece will fall, but it will be an enemy block that where it falls will benefit the enemy. But if you don't put that line, if you don't get a shape that perfectly fits in that spot, your future run is in trouble. So you're weighing these 2 things every piece that comes down. And that, I haven't mastered it for sure. Sometimes I nestle the enemy in, they get plus 20 swordsmen, and I get the adjacency bonuses for the other shit that I needed, but I lose in the end because they just had too many units. Other times it's the complete opposite. I put them in the corner and I don't ever have the right piece. Stack. You lose the Tetris game. Oh, great. I didn't get enough resources to actually defeat the enemy in the first place. So it's tough, but it's so satisfying. it's a perfect Steam Deck game as well, because obviously it's Tetris and it's so accessible. I think anyone who's open to City Builder and have just been a little bit overwhelmed at like the amount of resources or the 3D map can play Drop Duchy and get everything a City Builder is offering in a more simple and accessible way. And I think that's really cool. I think that's why on Steam it has the rating it does. I think that's why it's been critically reviewed fairly well. I think it's at around an 86 for both critic reviews and Steam reviews. So yeah, great game. I wanted to know, who do you guys think would win among us in a Tetris off? All Twitch movement, strategy thinking to the wire.
I was never very good at Tetris, so probably not me. However, if it were Kirby's Avalanche or Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine, or maybe even Dr. Mario.
Yeah, Dr. Mario. Yeah.
I might have a shot.
These are all Tetris, for the young gup in the room, these are all Tetris-like games?
Yeah.
Okay.
Kind of the same. I think I'm okay at Tetris. I'm not great for sure. It's like chess. Like I know how the pieces move and how to get the big scores. But yeah. But if it was what's the fucking Puzzle Fighter? Oh, bring me some Puzzle Fighter. And you're in trouble.
I think we should have a Tetris off then. I think, because I don't know either. I'm playing this game, I feel horrible at Tetris. But
there's actually a game that we can play 4 players all at once and actually just really,
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that would be fun. That would be a fun stream, I think. A fun stream video. See who's the best Tetriser, if that is the correct
on the cast. Maybe we could do that on game night. When's game night, Bobby?
When is game night, Bobby?
Game night is going to be on May 23rd. That's a Friday night. Come and join us. We're going to be picking out some games to play, probably some Wormtown. That's a big hit. But also, well, I don't know if I want to spoil it. I got a few ideas on some games, some free-to-play games that everybody can get.
Ooh.
Yeah, all you have to do is tap into his server, download an executable, run it in the background while you also...
Yeah, you know what? It did cross my mind to make everybody play Dark Forces Jedi Knight, which does installing a little bit of software.
Yeah, the password to access that database, just type in Turok sucks all capitals.
Then Bobby's not on the next episode because he's rich from all the slave mining, Bitcoin mining. He did all your computers.
Yeah, congrats, you've connected. You've unveiled my secret Bitcoin trapdoor. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, that is Drop Duchy. If you play this game, let me know. I see a lot of you. It's popular on Steam, more popular than I would anticipate a city building Tetris game should be. And I'm going to be gone on that game night, but I'll have my laptop. I want to think about it, Bobby. Think about the Tetris off. I think it could be fun.
All
Next. Right. We're going to be moving on to On the Radar. So these are games that have caught our attention, but we haven't played. And Bobby, have you run a lot recently? Have you been training for something?
Hold on. I got to stop it. I got a perfect name for the Tetris off. Tet for tat.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. It wasn't worth stopping the show.
What about...
I'm on my second liter of milk here, so.
When he has too much milk, he gets... He gets real brave.
Yeah, I thought you were going to say tete-a-tete, but...
oh, even better. God damn.
Yeah. All right, we'll workshop it. So this week on the radar, I want to bring up Marathon. Not the original Marathon. There's a new Marathon game being developed by Bungie and apparently coming out sometime soon. It got delayed. This is a PvP extraction shooter with teams of 3. We've got a bunch of these out there right now. So will this one be any better? Who knows? We'll see. So you notice I played a lot of Halo Reach. So I'm like, what's Bungie been up to? What are they working on now? And apparently they've been working on a new Marathon game. The original Marathon game came out in like 94. And I remember playing this on Max at the school. And I always remember this old game It was a first-person shooter that had a lot of story. For 94, this was very unusual. And it was the first time I remember ever being able to headshot an enemy. Like there was an animation to that. And to me, that was just like, it blew my mind back then.
Whoa, so pun intended? Did you have that? Okay, sorry. Got it. Thanks for the interruption.
But yeah, so anytime I hear Marathon, I always remember it very fondly, but I was very surprised to hear that they were making a new version. And then also I was like, man, a PvP extraction shooter. I mean, we've got a lot of these, right? Tarkov, the Finals, Marauders, Dark and Darker, a lot of variations of them. There was even that 3-player team one that came out and then just like died immediately. I can't remember what it was called. I think it was Scavengers that I kind of enjoyed. So I'm like, man, can Bungie pull this off? I mean, it's kind of a saturated genre right now, but you know, they do have a pretty good track record. Even Respawn had an extraction shooter, a Titanfall themed extraction shooter that was codenamed R7 that was canceled recently. So even they were just like, nope, we're out. I mean, there could have been lots of reasons for that. Who knows? So I don't know. I tried to look up some information on Marathon. They've got a lot of footage and information out there. And the only thing that I could pick out that was kind of different, like what they did differently than what we already have, is you can queue up solo if you're just like, you know what, I am, my teammates are dragging me down. We've all been there, or at least I have many times. But you can just queue up solo and I guess 1v3. There's also dynamic events and variable weathers. So the dynamic events are kind of like, I can't think of another game that I could compare it to, but you know, like something happens on the map that changes everything and like probably draws people towards a certain area. And then variable weather, like that's a common thing in games these days. So I guess that's not too unique, but I don't know. We'll see if they can pull it off. I'm kind of interested just because it's Bungie, and on that alone, I'm just like, let's give it a shot. But I've never been too into extraction shooters. Even the Finals, we all got into that and we're like, man, this game is great. And we played it for like a few hours and then we never touched it again. And like everybody moved on from that game.
Yeah.
You know, that's just kind of what happens.
I can't even say what's wrong with that game.
That's a lot of games.
It was amazing.
That's a lot of games. That's most games.
It was amazing.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah.
So I read this morning when I was on the pot, and it dials in with it exactly. So I looked it up. I had to type, guys. I'm sorry. Vibes have never been worse at Bungie's morale repeatedly in free fall following the art theft fiasco. Basically, it talks about 3 problems that they're having. This article. One, that their artist stole art and the person that never got compensated. Whatever. That's a small thing. That the reception for Marathon's initial closed alpha was less than stellar, and then third, numerous current and former employees reportedly spoke to Forbes about what's going on. At the morale is in free fall, and the vibes have never been worse. Basically, I mean that could be a couple people that weren't happy, but. Sounds, like exactly like the article says, not a good week for Bungie. And Bobby's like, let me look for some Bungie content.
I played Halo Reach. Let me tell you, this Bungie, they really have something going on for them.
Is this a decline of Bungie? Let's see. I mean, I don't know. Did we peak at Destiny 2? Well, time will tell.
Maybe Bungie will bounce back.
Oh,
there we go.
Wow.
There it is, folks. Clip that.
Yeah, he got it. He got it in the end. Okay, Emilio coming to us fresh off his 3rd liter of milk and feeling a bit
spicy. So Hunger is another extraction shooter. This is by the guys who made Hell Let Loose. Good Fun Corporation is what they're called. When a developer puts their name in all caps, do you guys follow suit? I don't know. Yes is what I do.
That seems to be. Oh, well, I don't know about a developer, but games I've noticed on Steam in all caps are almost always like Japanese games. I'm not sure why they do that, but that seems to happen a lot.
Yeah. Anyway, Good Fun Games can only be done in all caps. Anyway, so it's a horror extraction shooter, and it looks exactly like Hunt Showdown. But on Unreal 5, graphically, this looks fucking amazing. I mean, photorealistic graphics, getting damn near close. At the end of one of the videos, there's a scene where a guy, a player, takes down like a medium-sized zombie, and it's just so visceral and gross, and they both really seem like they're fighting for their lives. It's just fucking, and that's not what the game's about. It's not a single player game where you're killing zombies with an axe. That's one very small part of a very big game, a multiple team, 3-person team extraction shooter where all kinds of shit's going on. But this one fight, and they played it with no music, and they knew what they were doing when they put that in the video. I thought it was very good. I would say you check it out. Nick is a huge Hunt Showdown fan, so I sent that over to him. He said, this looks absolutely amazing. And I was like, yeah, it's, Hunt Showdown's always been plagued by a bunch of bugs. I mean, it got fixed towards the end. I've never liked the game feel of it. I never really got it. The graphics and the setting are really cool, but a lot of times there's, for me, an old man, legibility issues of like, is that my guy? Is that an enemy guy? Is that a swarm of bees? Like, what's going on here? Because there's all that stuff in that game. This seems the videos and the graphics all happen in broad daylight. It's not in the dark like most horror games, at least what I saw, and that's a refreshing take, Anyway, check it out. I'm at least gonna spend some money on it and figure out that I'm terrible at it and then not play it again, but at least I'm gonna go that far.
I think I need to have an extraction shooter city builder. We need to mesh card. Yeah. Oh my god, dude. Okay, I'm going to talk about Nine Kings, which Bobby has already talked about before. Obviously, he's played the Next Fest demo some episodes ago. This is like a roguelite kingdom builder auto battler, and I'm just going to say, should we stop saying roguelite in descriptions at this point and just like assume it's a mechanic in the game? And we should have a word that means there's no roguelite in the game. And we should start because there's more roguelite than not roguelite. And at this point, it just feels redundant. All in favor?
Yeah. It's Adam Carolla had a bit about this. He goes, "Oh, trouble in the Middle East. Let me know when there's no trouble in the Middle East, and then that'll be news."
Yeah. Cool. So next week, I'm not going to be here. I'm going to be in glorious Vancouver. I'm coming into you. It's the first plane ride with my daughter, Mara. She's 7 months old. It's an exciting time, gone the whole weekend, but I'm going to need something for the plane, and I'm going to need something at night when she's sleeping. So when Bobby talked about this game, the demo of this game at Steam Next Fest kind of sold me on it. I realized that it's coming out on Monday before this episode releases. So perfect timing. I'll have it all week. I'll have it for the weekend. Hopefully I'll get really into Nine Kings, 99 cards, 9 tiles, 9 lives. Oh, it's a lot of 9 for 9 Kings. Okay. Subs and plugs, Emilio. Who and what do we got?
I'm looking at pretty pictures. Oh, okay. Let's see. FTL music for outro. Nice. This is a comment. Sorry. I was completely somewhere else. FTL music for outro. Nice. Take your time. Still, I can't wait to see and hear the revamping of the show. This is from Oliver. Thank you, man. You can make comments anywhere, and if they're nice and neat, Christian will put them there for me to ruin at a later time.
And I think his name is Olivier. I think there's
Olivier.
Olivier. Yeah.
Yeah. I'll ruin it completely from top to bottom. But I won't mess up the plug of my card shop on TCG Player. If you need some Magic cards, I don't have a ton, but I do have a lot of Takir right now and some other random stuff, some packs and stuff. It's called Loco Card Shop, or Loco Game Store. Oh, fuck. So I even fucked up my own plug. Local Game Store. LOCO.
Oh, no. It's the milk, dude. You got 3 liters of milk in you. You can't think straight.
Local game store. What the hell? Dude, I fucked it completely up. I don't know what I was thinking of.
Well, you're trying to edit it live on the show.
Yeah. Local game store on TCG Player. Look me up. Buy some stuff from me. Let me know. Send me a message, and I'll send you something special for being a listener. I don't know what. I just made that up on the all right. If it'll fit in an envelope, you can have it.
It'll just be my milk spit. Hakta.
All right, somebody save me. Somebody else talk.
Mr. Questions, Bobby. What do we got?
We've got one from Zap. He asks, have you ever been in a game tournament or competition, and how did it go?
The last one I was in was a Marvel Snap tournament that I did at what was that thing that we went to, Bobby? That was
it's a big one. They usually do it in Austin. DreamHack.
DreamHack, yeah. We went to that, and I went, and I thought I'd do better. I got destroyed immediately. I didn't go with my tried and true. I went with the outside of the meta deck, and yeah, absolutely got destroyed the first round and walked away. That's how it went.
Shame.
Always got to go meta. Yeah, I played a lot of low-level Heroes of the Storm stuff when I was really into that game. It was a lot of fun, man. There's competitive gaming is it's totally different, and there's something very thrilling about it that I do enjoy, but it can also be very stressful. Never really did that great with it though, but it's a team sport, so you win or lose as a team in that game.
Nice. I not an official tournament at my friend's house 2 years ago, calling all Super Smash Bros. Players, and I thought at the time I was really good at Smash. Zerasuit Samus was my main. She was also off meta, I would say, more of a high skill ceiling, and I thought, yes, I have finally hit that skill ceiling, at least among my friend group. But I mean, this call went far and wide. All through the mountains and plains of Edmonton did people crawl out from whatever rock they were playing Smash under. And I got smashed real bad. I went past the first round and then lost every single game, didn't even make it to placements, and was thoroughly embarrassed because, of course, I talked myself up and my Zerasuit Samus gameplay up. So, yeah, that was sad.
There hasn't been a letdown from that like that since the carnitas at DLG con.
Oh God, that hurts me on deeper levels, actually. But let's not go into that. Okay, cool.
So on that, with Smash Brothers, I was, I don't know how old I was, but a young man when I got pretty good at it for my friend group, and I would just trounce all my nieces and nephews because they're little. They're like, between 10 and 15. So then fast forward, I moved to San Diego for 20 years, come back, and my nephew's like, hey, you want to play Smash Brothers? And I was like, yeah, I didn't even touch the kid, man. I didn't even touch him. It's a whole different game once you really get into it.
Yeah. Yep. Not that I would know. Apparently never got into it enough. Okay. That's all for listener questions and corrections. If you have a listener question or correction, you can ask in Discord. You can email us at pixelshitshow@gmail.com. And next episode, which is brought to you by our Support the Show Plus members, John Vogel, our executive producer, Truthbringer. Thank you.
Hey.
What's everyone playing next week?
Well, I have already started playing Jedi Fallen Order. I played this game before. I got close to beating it, but just never finished it. I picked it up on sale along with the other Jedi game, Survivor, during that May the 4th Star Wars sale. So giving that another proper playthrough, and I'm excited to talk about that.
Cool, man. I really enjoyed that game. I fucking loved it. If you beat it, I want pay attention to how long it takes you to beat the last boss, because it was like a 30 try for me, 30, 40 plus try for me.
Well, the last time I played, it was like the second to last boss, and I was just like, I give up, man. I got things to do. So I'm hoping to make it past that this time.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right. For me, it's Doom for sure. 100%.
Doom. Nice. I'm going to, of course, Nine Kings, have the weekend off from this podcast. So hopefully going to get super into that and can't wait to tell you guys about it. I think live on the show, not in the show notes. Tell me, guys, what you think. We've recently put pen to paper for a bunch of themed episodes. We've done some themed episodes over the years. I think some of them have been pretty fun. I'm wondering, should we announce these like Steam events? You know, at the beginning of the year, soon we'd be like, these are the Steam events for the year. So you can prep for like the racing festival and the box moving festival. Is it a good idea for us to kind of announce our themed episodes in advance so people can kind of get excited for them and plan around them if they hate them also?
Yeah, I think that would be good to do on the Discord.
Yeah. Okay. Emilio, any vote?
No.
No, don't do it.
No, I don't have it.
Just abstain.
Yeah.
Abstain. Too much milk in the head. No thoughts. Yeah. Okay. Shut us out, Emilio.
All right. Speaking for Christian, Bobby, and myself, milky titties.
Milky titties. It's the music from Duchy. You
Actually,
can hear.
I might pick it up, man. How much was it?
I don't know. An amount of money. Do-do-do-do.